Hello and welcome to the post-match show. India makes it 4 out of 4. Joining me on the show is Bharat Ramraj, Vaibhav Tripathi, and Gargi Raut from the Ahmedabad Stadium. My name is Ashok Nambudri. So India make it 4 on 4, winning against Netherlands by 17 runs this evening. First of all, I'll go across to Gargi. Gargi, what's the mood like? I can see the fans going out of the stadium. Was it a close shave for India? What are the fans saying? Okay, I think we seem to have lost Gargi there. But Bharat, first reactions from you?
Yeah, it was a good game for India. Obviously, you can say that there were a few things that went wrong for the Indian team. Abhishek Sharma again scoring a duck. These things keep happening. It's happened to even the best of players. Just now we were discussing a player called Markwa, and he scored 4 ducks in Sri Lanka somewhere in '92. Basically, his teammates told if he scored another duck, he would be called an RD. Thankfully for him, he went and scored 100 on a dicey pitch against Bishop, Ambrose, and Walsh. So who knows? Abhishek Sharma next game might come out and score 100 as well against South Africa. He might come and score 100. So these things happen, and he's someone who plays a very high risk game. So I think India did reasonably well. Yes, Tilak Varma again kind of struggled a little bit. So question marks would be there against him. How he plays against spin. There would be people who would tell you that he doesn't pick the length early. He's someone who maybe gets caught in the crease against spin. That is something that has been going against him. Yes, and India tried a couple of their part timers. Shivam Dube got a few more overs to bowl. Is something that they've been trying over the recent past. Abhishek Sharma himself bowled 1 over. There were enough positives to take. Shivam Dube himself, I think, has become a very smart batsman now. There was a time when he was a hitter, just a hitter who didn't have that kind of batting smarts. Now he understands which bowler he has to attack, what are his areas to target, maybe over mid wickets, maybe through one range, and it's not trying to hit everywhere. So I think he's a smarter batter. So there are enough positives in the sense that if India lose couple of wickets, there is someone coming down the order like Shivam Dube to come in and score runs. And more importantly, I think Jasprit Tumra looks like he's in the again almost near his best, because if you look at his wrist snap, the kind of swing that he was getting in the opening few overs, that is something magical to see, because the white Kookaburra ball doesn't really swing in modern times. Considering that kind of swing he was getting was something to watch. So enough positives to take. Other than that, Abhishek Sharma
Yeah.
again getting out for a duck.
Yeah, I want to talk about Abhishek Sharma for sure in some detail. But first, Gargi is back. So, Gargi, first reactions. Do you think a margin of victory of 17 runs is lower than what we expected when the match started? Gargi, can you hear us?
I'm, Ashok, I will be honest with you, I'm not concerned much about the margin of victory. Rather, I'm concerned, not concerned, but I'm trying to understand why India is batting the way that they are in the first innings. It's been, a few games where India is taking on a conservative role. I thought Indian management had done away with the anchor role. Tilak Varma is understandably so the anchor in the middle, because you've got such firepower from the top to the bottom that you understand why Tilak Varma is batting the way that he does. But at the same time, when you look back on the past two games as well, Surya Kumar Yadav takes on a more conservative role is something I'm having a hard time figuring out. Obviously, one of the reasons here is that the surfaces are tricky. This also, which usually would have been paradise, is actually a very two-faced cricket. You saw it was getting sluggish. You saw that the ball was rolling up, and it was the ball was getting stuck. And there was a bit of assistance for spin as well. But at the same time, this is an Indian team that batters till number 8, so they can afford to go a little bit more aggressive and not take the game so deep every single time. Taking the till the 17th over, waiting till the 17th or 16th over to go big with the shots to accelerate the innings is not something that will always work. And against, I keep thinking about it, against tougher teams. Suppose it's a South Africa. India is batting first with the same approach, and South Africa in turn comes in the second innings and goes extremely aggressive. And this is not an approach that will work in the longer run.
Fair enough. Vaibhav, let's talk about Abhishek Sharma. We've been kind of saying that he is a hit or a miss kind of, not a hit or a miss, but a go big or a go home kind of batsman. And he's obviously, he's got oodles of talent. There is no debating that. But when you get to a 3 or a 4 times when you're out on 0, is there an issue of doubt, or is there an issue that's coming in terms of the mind saying, look, this is the only way I play, and therefore I'm not going to change my approach, and therefore the ability, if I could call it that, to go back and say I'm going to be a little circumspect and build the innings, that goes completely out of the window. Is that a little bit of a trap that Abhishek Sharma is in, or you don't think that's a concern?
Yeah, like Sitanshu Kotak said yesterday in the press conference, I will echo the same sentiment that I don't think it's a concern. You have to keep that in mind that he's coming off a illness, and whenever a player has come back from an injury or an illness, it is tough for him to get back same in the same groove. You, for example, look at Washington Sundar. He made his comeback today, and he conceded 36 runs. In his 4 overs. So he went for 9 runs per over on a surface that had something for the spinners. You look at an Aryan, that how the way he bowled, he got 2 of your best batters, Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan out. So you have to understand how the body is holding up. He's still recovering. You cannot say he's completely 100% fit. Obviously he's playing, but I don't think he's 100% recovered. He has lost a bit of weight, and you have to keep those things in mind. And I'm not overly concerned because see, it is the style of play that has got him runs. It is the style of play that has made him the number 1 T20I batter in the world. So I don't think he will change his style. I don't think anybody will ask him to change his style. It's about time that Abhishek Sharma get back to his groove. It's about spending few hours. I think once he spends some time, like if he stays in the crease for the power play overs, once he crosses the first 6 mark, then I think he will get those runs back, and it's just a matter of time. We were speaking about Surya Kumar Yadav as well. I don't think Abhishek's form is is a huge concern. Obviously, you will. If it would have been a concern if there was a set pattern in his dismissal. If he was getting out in the same way, then you would say it's a concern. But you need to understand he's coming out of illness, and that's why the runs you cannot use it as an excuse as a professional cricketer. But you have to keep this mind that illness was there. He has lost weight. Of course, he will take time, but hopefully it won't be too long for India before he comes back and score runs.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're right. Washington Sundar did look a little rusty. I mean, when you come back from injury, it is not that easy, and it takes some time. And Bharat, I'm going to come back to you. But first, Gargi, let's talk about Shivam Dube. What an innings, 66. He started slow and then accelerated. So he read the pitch, read the conditions, and then went and accelerated. But what clean hitting, what purity of batting he's demonstrated. And like Bharat said a little while ago, he's perhaps the most improved batsman, if I could call it that way, in the team. Gargi, your reactions to Shivam Dube's innings today?
Most definitely, Ashok. In fact, I was having a conversation with a friend over WhatsApp, and one of the first things I texted when Shivam Dube got his first breakthrough is the fact that he's become such an important cog in the wheel for the Indian T20I setup. Ever since Asia Cup, we've seen a new version of Shivam Dube who's going to, get you those runs in the lower order, but also get you breakthroughs. I think one of the biggest concerns when it comes to Shivam Dube maybe a year ago was the fact that he could be trusted with the bat to come good once or twice, but with the ball, he wasn't someone who, the captain would really trust with. He would lead the ball, he would not get those breakthroughs, and those middle overs were becoming a huge problem at that point. But again, Shivam Dube has turned out to be one of the most important players in this T20I setup. He's peaking at the right time. And the only thing you can hope is he's able to take on the pressure because he's become someone who's become really good under pressure. You think back on the Asia Cup final, you think back on some of the games in the Asia Cup as well when not even a Jasprit Bumrah, not even a Hardik Pandya were able to get wickets, but it was Shivam Dube who would come in and get you those takes. I don't remember what match it was, but Shivam Dube got a 4-4, I think, and the rest of the bowlers just completely were unable to penetrate the batting lineup. So that's the shift that you've seen in Shivam Dube, and honestly, he's going under the radar at the moment, and that is, it happens with the Hardik Pandya in your team, with an Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan in your team. But he's been doing his job really, really well. He's matured as a player, and especially the way that he's taking on pressure is something that is commendable.
For sure. Bharat, if you look at the okay, there is a comment here. Let's take that. There's a super chat. Tilak is a very lucky man on 126 strike rate. He played the whole year now. We understand why the Mumbai Indians management retired him. Such a pathetic player against spin. So a lot of criticism coming in there. Bharat, your reactions to that?
So obviously, with Indian cricket fans or cricket fans in general, you would get this extreme kind of reactions. So I wouldn't really want to go into it. She's played that brilliant knock in the Asia Cup. Is someone who has shown in the past that is good under pressure. Yes, I've already observed he has a problem or two against spin. Maybe there are certain batters who don't really pick the length early against spin, even against pace. It could be, and that is when they tend to get caught in the crease. What happens in T20 cricket is it really magnifies your mistakes or flaws in the sense that you have to keep hitting sixes, you have to keep hitting those fours. So if you're getting a little bit caught in the crease against spin, suddenly if you can't really rotate the strike either, then it would kind of magnify your flaws. I think that is what is happening with Tilak Varma. Yes, he has to improve his game against spin. There is no doubt about that. Uh, there could be ways to do it. Who knows? It could come down to something as simple as some tell you just have to take out your pads in the nets, go out there, play without pads against spin, see if it works out or not. That might help you to pick the length a little bit better and maybe hit against the spin as well, because in modern times in T20 cricket you perhaps sometimes have to hit against the spin as well, not just play with the spin. So these things he might do in nets, but there is no doubt that he has good temperament. Is someone under pressure, who knows, you would still back him to do well, because even if you take myself, I was thinking in the Asia Cup maybe there would come a time where it would be better off to go with Jitesh Sharma because he's a better player of spin. But he came out and played that brilliant knock in the Asia Cup final. That it tells you that he has the temperament. So the Indian management will definitely back him, and hopefully he will improve his game against spin and come good.
Fair enough. Vaibhav, notwithstanding this comment on Tilak Varma, I thought it was a team effort because if you really look at it, Tilak scored 31, Surya Kumar Yadav contributed with 34, Hardik Pandya made 30, and Rinku Singh hit that six of the ball, the first ball that he faced. So overall, I mean, notwithstanding Abhishek Sharma getting out, I thought it was a team effort, and therefore confidence that the team can go and take up responsibility when the conditions are difficult.
Definitely, see, it was a team effort, and you have tried a lot of things. See, today you didn't bowl Hardik Pandya in the power play. Jasprit Bumrah took the power ball. He bowled brilliantly, but again, unfortunate to not take wickets. And that has been the story. Like since Asia Cup, you will see that is the reason that India is not using now Jasprit Bumrah as a strike weapon in the power play overs. They are saving them Jasprit Bumrah for the middle and death overs. So you tried, Indian team tried a lot of things today. Means Shivam Dube bowling the 20th over. I don't know how many times you will see that happening in the matches coming ahead. But means Surya Kumar Yadav, what he is doing is he's making players prepared for all the situations. If Jasprit Bumrah pulls up sore in the coming game, then you must be having players who have bowled before in that phases. For example, Shivam Dube has bowled in the power play in Asia Cup, and he bowled well. We talked about it at that time. So you have to put players in a different position, in a different role, and then see how they react. And that will only happen in games like against Netherlands, Namibia, against South Africa, against bigger oppositions. You won't be taking chances. These are the matches where we say you can try a few things for the future, so that if your plan A is not working, plan B is not working, you have a plan C ready, because you have players ready, you have played that role before in earlier matches. So I think overall it was complete effort. I just think Tilak Varma, like Bharat sir said, that you have to improve your game against spin, because it's been couple of years. You have started with Mumbai Indians since 2022, and then there is a reason, why Mumbai Indians. I completely agree that Lucknow game. I remember when he was called out, retired hurt, because when you are batting at number 5, you are batting in the middle overs. There is no anchor when you are, whether you batting at 3 or 5. There is no role of anchor nowadays in T20 cricket, and conditions were such that Shivam Dube proved that it was not too difficult to hit. I think it's about the player. I think Tilak Varma has to start hitting. Because I have seen from Tilak Varma is he takes a lot of time. He struggles to rotate the strike even against the spinners. What he must do is work on his big hitting against spinners in the nets, and apply the same in the middle. And I think that will help him, because there is a concern, and it's a big concern. If you are unable to hit big against spin, then it's a problem in India, and it's a problem in subcontinent in general. So one concern is Tilak Varma. Obviously, Abhishek Sharma, we have talked about. I think not a lot of concerns. Overall, the team is really looking good, and we know that it's still not your strongest playing 11. There will be changes made ahead of the South Africa game. But overall, I think team is looking fine. And the best part is Indian team is yet to play its best game, and still we have made it 4-4. So I think that's the best sign.
Yeah, in fact, there is a comment here from Fitmonk Weber, which basically says that even during his bad days, Kohli never scored at 120 strike rate in T20s at number 3. Tilak has to pull up his socks. I think, in some sense, that's what you're saying. But Gargi, I'm going to take a couple more questions before we wind up the show. But Gargi, I don't think it would be fair if we don't talk about Aryan Dutt and those 2 wickets that he took. I think. The 4 overs that he bowled, he removed both the left arm openers and kind of put India a wee bit onto the back foot. And if you see the scores at the end of 10 overs, they were 72 odd, with India having lost 3 wickets. They had lost only 2 wickets. So, it wasn't such a bad performance from their side as well. But Aryan Dutt, Gargi, I mean, what did you make out of that performance, and did the pitch kind of contribute to in terms of assistance?
I was never expecting this Netherlands game to be a rollover. It was never going to be a dominant victory from Team India. I was sure of that from the very beginning, because Netherlands, while it is an associate nation, at the same time they've got some really, really good players in there. They've got some real good talent, and especially when it comes to bowling. Aryan, that showed you what he can do. At the same time, if you look at the first 4 overs, the bowling was very, very restrictive. It was a very penetrating effort from the Netherlands bowlers, which is why I also think Surya Kumar Yadav batted the way that he did, because you'd already lost Abhishek Sharma at the top. Ishan Kishan did score, but maybe the kind of impact that you want in the power play wasn't there yet. And this is not a match that you want to lose by a huge margin, and you want to safely get to that total that you have in your mind, or the target that you have set. But Netherlands bowlers were making it very, very difficult. Aryan Dutt was brilliant to get line and length. He made perfect use of his variation, and especially everything that he got out of that wicket was impressive as well. But again, when I say that I was not expecting this match to be a rollover, I did not think that India would just go in and without a fight come out victorious from the other side. India was going to win, yes. That was 95% decided. But at the same time, Netherlands is not a team you undermine, and they will always put up a fight.
Fair enough. Just a quick couple of comments before we close the show, and I'm going to combine the comments from Komal Singh as well as from Arka Kabiraj. Basically, both of them are making the same point, which is basically that you can't have top 3 as left-handers will struggle against off-spin, and therefore you need to either move Surya to number 3 or move Tilak to number 5. And variations of those. And there is a comment here, the one that I was referring to. So, Bharat, your reactions to that?
Yeah, you can say it in theory that it's a matchup left-hander versus off spin, but it comes down to who are your best batters who can bat at the top. Because in power play overs, it's all about maximizing the power play overs, and your two best batters in terms of doing that, at least in theory, would be Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan at least at the present times. So you'd go with those two. It's just that one of your batters is out of form. It's nothing much to do with the matchup or on those lines. It's just that Abhishek Sharma is trying to hit every ball or almost every ball for a six and is getting out. I didn't at the start of the first over. I couldn't watch today because I was taking an interview. But in the India versus Pakistan game, I saw how he got out, and it was not like it was a great ball. It's just that it was not like it was because of a matchup he got out. It was just that he tried to hit it for a six and was dismissed. So it comes down to Abhishek Sharma's game on another day against Pakistan in that very first over, bowled by the part-timer Salman Aga. It could have been 18 runs in 1 over, and we might have been saying something else. So it's just that you just continue with those two because they are the two best when it comes to maximizing the power play. At one point of time, I'm pretty sure those two will get going, and India might get 80 runs in 6 overs as well.
Okay, I think Gargi was just about to get a fan, but Vaibhav, your comments on the is there too much of emphasis on left-handers in the top order?
Yeah, I don't think so. See, if you take a Sunrisers Hyderabad's example, you have the best openers, which you talk about, the Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head combination, the most destructive combination of IPL. So, I don't think it's the theory is completely overrated that you cannot bowl a left-arm spinner to a left-handed batter. I completely disregard that. And same goes with Tilak. I think Tilak's best position in this lineup, if you are playing a Tilak Varma, it has to be number 3. He cannot be dropped to number 5. Whenever he has batted number 5 for Mumbai Indians, see, he has struggled. And why he has struggled? Because there is a weakness against spin. So if you know there is a why team management, why Surya Kumar Yadav has compromised his number 3 position for Tilak Varma, because Tilak can buy his time at the start and then he can launch. That is why Tilak is batting at number 3. So if you are thinking about playing a Tilak Varma in your 11, it has to be 3. You cannot drop him to number 5. Surya Kumar Yadav has all the shots in the world. He has got the complete game against pace and spin. He can operate in any phase of the game.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you, Vaibhav, but Gargi.
I have a fan with me.
Yes, Gargi, go ahead. The audio is not clear, Gargi. No, so the audio wasn't clear, but I think one of the fans was saying that Ishan Kishan is our favorite player. Okay, before we end the show, any quick thoughts?
Just one small point on that matchup thing. See, I can understand if someone says a left-arm spinner has to bowl against a right-hander because of it turns away, or an off spinner has to bowl against a left-hander from around the wicket, especially in the DRS era. But to assign it for every matchup, for every batter, if you if someone comes and tells that matchup has to come into the equation, then it doesn't make any sense, because cricket is definitely not played on paper where you can tell this off spinner will bowl to the left-hander and they will definitely get out. It's not like a mathematics formula out there where you can just use that formula and you will get the answer. So that is not how it works. If your two best openers are two left-handers, then absolutely fine with it.
Yeah, got it. So, any quick reactions in terms of now that the group stage is done and you're going into the Super 8 stage? Any thoughts about India? In fact, let's take this comment as well. Viraj More is saying, pitch to watch out for if we reach the finals. Looks similar to 2023. Interesting. Isn't easy to bat. Surya might have taken a close look at this game and pitch. Now, that's an interesting comment. Vaibhav, have a go at it.
See, you need to understand what the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad provides. It provides different kinds of wickets. It has a black soil, it has a red soil, it has a mixed soil wicket as well. So the wicket which you are referring was a black soil wicket, and it depends. It totally depends on the pitch. And ICC curators are here. We have talked enough that They have been providing really good pitches. It has offered something for the bowlers. It has not been complete like batters have dominated the game, which we see in the bilaterals around the globe. So I think we have seen the complete balance between bad and ball. So it depends on the particular day, on match day, what conditions are provided in the Narendra Modi Stadium. But going ahead, if you will talk about the next game against South Africa, it is going to be tricky. And if you get a red soil wicket, then they have got tall pacers in their ranks, and Marco Jansen, Kagiso Rabada, Lungi Ngidi has been their best pacer in the tournament. So I think then if you get a red soil wicket, then it will be difficult. If you get a black soil wicket or a mixed soil wicket, then I think India will have the advantage just because they have an Akshar Patel and Varun Chakravarti, two of their best spinners. South Africa, I don't think Keshav Maharaj is still at his best when it comes to this format, and George Linde has been out of sorts. So if black soil or mixed soil wicket is provided, I think India will hold the advantage.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just add a point. This small point. Sorry, sorry for
No, no,
getting
please
into
go ahead.
it. See, I will add just one point in the sense that in the 2023 World Cup final was an afternoon game, or it basically started in the afternoon. The game started in the afternoon, and this is a night game, so you can't really compare that one to this one, because as it's a night game in Ahmedabad, you could see the pitch was not as difficult as the one that we saw when India took on Australia in the first innings. And when it came to second innings, yes, some would say that it was still gripping, but I would sort of disagree. I will give an example in the sense that when Hardik Pandya bowled that slower short ball in the 19th over, it didn't grip at all whatsoever, and the tail ender, it lower order batter, absolutely smashed it for a six. So I don't think the pitch was that difficult. Yes, early on in the first innings, few deliveries or some deliveries at least were gripping.
Perfect. So on that note, let's close the show. India cruise 4 on 4. A comfortable win, 17 runs. Perhaps the margin of victory we had expected to be about 40, but overall a team effort and some scintillating batting by Shivam Dube. I think all kudos also to that fine bowling by Aryan Dutt from the Netherlands. But India is now looking forward to the Super 8 stage. Keep watching the channel, like, share, and subscribe to Rev Sports. Thank you and good night.